Welcome. Today is week 26, day number 2. And again, today we're going to be talking about retirement income, retirement income strategies. But specifically today, we'll be talking about the perspective if you are 60 years old, give or take, and you have nothing saved for retirement. I can only give you my perspective, of course. And I can, later in the video, I will show you what I've been doing. And I've been thinking about this video for a long time because I always run a scenario in my head of what would I do if I had to start over again, lost everything, even family, even wife and kids and everything, had to start over again, no income, nothing, lost all my properties, etc. And I think that's a very valid question because you want to have some actionable items that you can do. And that's what I'm going to give you today. My top 12 to 15 recommendations, 3 bonuses, maybe more than 3 bonuses by the time we are ready and done with the video. But today is going to be a long session. So I recommend you stick around because the whole video is going to be beneficial to you because I have a strict policy of show me, don't tell me. So today I don't want to just show you. I don't want to just tell you, sorry. I want to show you. So give me a like, a subscribe, and let's get into it. So one of the things that most people do when they're 60 and they don't have anything to retire on is the first thing is they go get a job. They try to go get a job, or maybe you're 40, 50s, and you don't want to be in that position by the time you reach 60. The first knee-jerk reaction most people have is go get a job. And I want to speak to that for just 1 minute here, because it is very, very important to have a different mindset to where you're not going to get a job and you are going to figure it out. So whatever stage you are on right now, you should try to do this so that, you don't fall into that trap. So that's why I had that mindset, is because, I've been in places in my life to where, I am very open about this, and I filed for bankruptcy a number of years ago. I think 11 or something years ago. And I did lose everything. Very scary and everything else. But anyway, I recovered and I made a plan, and I said, what would I do, or what do I have to do? And everything that I thought about before that, I started implementing. And so I defaulted to putting $1 in, getting, that dollar back with a return. And how fast can I do that? And how can I do that? Right? So I started thinking retirement income. I started thinking passive income. I started thinking rental income. I started thinking, M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions income, things of that nature. And I went in and I rolled up my sleeves and I got to work. The biggest thing is network. Everybody says, get a coach. If you're gonna, be an entrepreneur, get a coach. And I'm thinking, that's not sound advice. And I've heard like a lot of people say that, to get a coach. A lot of to do people, rich people. And my thought on that is like, why would you get a coach? Why would you get one coach? You should have multiple coaches minimum. So get a network. The network is your advisors, the people who coach you. You should interview your tax accountant, your bookkeeper, your tax strategist, and all three of those should each of one of them be your coach in that field. Then you should get a marketing company to market your business, and that should be your coach as far as marketing, and so forth and so on. In my field, I wanted to focus on marketing and real estate. So I got very good at figuring out very quickly what is real estate. Most people don't understand it from the perspective of income producing real estate. Most people understand buy something, sell something, because, we've all been told buy low, sell high. So therefore people start with, house flipping or real estate wholesaling, or buy a product low, sell a product, and that's their business. So they go into like Craigslist and buy cheap stuff and then sell it, buy a car cheap and resell it, buy a boat cheap and resell it, or make something for cheap and resell it, make food for cheap and resell it, etc., etc., etc. And there's nothing wrong with that, except that you have to be guessing what you can sell it for, and that's called speculation. Buy a cheap stock, let it appreciate, and then you cash out, you resell it. And so I needed to shift my mind into why sell it at all if it's good enough to purchase, to buy as an asset. Why resell it? The only thing that I had to adjust was to turn that asset into a monthly revenue that put money in my pocket, whether I worked or not. That's why I focused on real estate, and I focused on buying businesses. So I bought certain buildings, that we can put a tenant. Like right now, there's one of my buildings has a coffee shop in that building. So, or you have tenants, in your rental properties and that sort of thing. So my top 12 recommendations is how you can do that, in 12 different ways to do that. Way number one is to think like the bank. If you get nothing out of this video, is to think like the bank. The bank invests their money, actually your money, because you're the depositor. You go to the bank, you put that money in there. The money is not sitting in there. As soon as they enter the amount in the computer, when you hand it to the teller or whatnot, they put the money to work. They lend it out to somebody else at a high return, and they make money, and you get 1%, no, 0.1%, maybe if you're lucky. Well, so some people say, well, let's put on CDs and things, and now you're starting to make a little bit more. But what do you do if you have nothing saved, right? So here's where what I did. What I did is I figured out a way to generate income very quickly by offering a service, right? So I started on the S quadrant, the rich dad quadrant, cash flow quadrant. And so I just traded time for dollars at the beginning, right? And I went and I generated a little bit of income. Step number one. Step number two, I went ahead and whatever income I got, after my expenses or whatever, and I kept my expenses very small, I went ahead and I put it to real estate. I started lending that money to the county. I started buying tax liens. The county would pay me back. My money is secured better than a bank account. and whatever income I received, I put it right back into it. And then I would do it again, put it right back into it. Then I did the same thing with operators, flippers, wholesalers, people that need money for real estate. I'd secure it with a note, right? Because I thought, well, the tax lien is the highest lien that there is. It's senior to any other lien. So, but what's something close to that, and I thought mortgages. So I decided to be a banker and secure my money with a mortgage lien against the property, deed of trust, or mortgage lien, whatever state you live in, that's what they're called. And I did that, and it doesn't take a lot of money. You can do this with $100, $500, and then it builds on itself. And when you're lending that much, you can lend it to 12 people. And that is pretty much, what I did. Those are my 12 recommendations, is 12 different people that you do that. You lend this money, even if you had little money, $100, $200. That is helpful to some of these people because they can send out earnest money deposit and to lock up a property and then put it into escrow, and then they close on it, and then you make money, and then whatever money they give you, you reinvest it and recycle it over and over and over again. So you do that. So tax liens are good for that. You have earnest money deposits. Then you have down payments on real estate. And meaning you get seller financing and you put down a down payment. Most investors that do, say, subject to, they do, and that is buying a property subject to the mortgage, or they do creative financing, seller financing, they do lease options, they do any form of buying a property in a creative way. It's called creative financing. Creative financing is the alternative to getting a bank mortgage. And there are also about 12 to 20 ways that I've counted that we can do creative financing that are the most used ways that I've counted. So I'm not saying those are the only ways, but those are the most effective. So either you can network with 12 people that do this, or you can start utilizing all those ways to do it yourself. You can start with a little money. So when somebody needs a down payment to buy a property via creative financing, instead of going to the bank, they go to the seller to finance, but the seller still wants a down payment most of the time. That's when you come in. You are actually stepping in as the bank, and you can use your money to trade it in exchange for a yield, okay, or equity, or both. So you can trade it in for yield, equity, or both in that specific deal. And if you do that 12 times, I promise you, you will be part owner of 12 properties. And all you got to do is pick up the phone and call people like me. Now, we buy properties via creative financing, like I just explained. And we are always, having deals coming across our desk. And that is the thing that we always do, is we put it under contract, try to purchase the creative finance way. And then we always need a ton of partners to come into this deal. We need people that want to make money passively. So that is, if you do 12 deals or you partner with 12 people, that is my 12 to 24 recommendations of what you should do. I know that list seems simplistic. The work to get there is very, very, very arduous and very, very, a lot of work has to go into it. But once you get it done, if you have 12 properties like this, where you are a partner on those properties, or you get them yourself, I promise you, you won't have to worry about retiring at 60 with nothing saved. So how do you do that? How do you find these properties, right? Because maybe you want to do it yourself. I mean, I recommend you partner with somebody local close to you. If you have any trouble finding those people that are close to you that know how to do them, because you do have to screen them and you do have to interview them, right? You let me know. You let me know, and I will help you. Okay, send me an email. There's, my contact info is below. Send me an email and I will help you. I promise you that. But how do you do it if you want to do it yourself? Well, it is very hard to do marketing, because if you have nothing saved, then you have to spend money on marketing, doing something that you don't have experience doing. Not that you can't figure it out. You can go to YouTube, but all you're going to find on YouTube is people doing real estate from the speculation perspective. They want to evaluate properties based on the comps. Never heard such ridiculousness in my life. That's terrible way to evaluate real estate, to evaluate it based on comps. And yet almost 100% of all the realtors out there do that. They only evaluate real estate based on the comps, what a property sold next to it that is similar to it, and they appraise based on comps too, right? So it's ridiculous to me. The only way that we as investors should be analyzing properties is based on the income. How much money can this property produce? Now, as a secondary step, it's fantastic. You get to see what the properties around the subject property are worth, so you can have an idea of what kind of equity you're going to have, and also you can have an idea of what kind of offer you'll make to the seller, right? Because they're going to evaluate the property based on the recent comps. That's what everybody does. And as soon as somebody understands that, they think that they're like Donald Trump or something, that they know real estate better than he does or something, or some mogul or something, which is not true. You evaluate properties based on what the highest and best use of it is. Highest and best use is, you ask a realtor what the highest and best use for a property is, they won't even know what, to answer. So that's what I recommend. So now that we talked about that, let's get into it. Let me show you what I do every single day, what I've been doing for the past really almost, 15, 20 years. I started very slow. I moved in. I was just a young teenager back then. But then, for, 15 years, or so, I've been educating myself. And that's what this channel is all about. We talk about retirement, my retirement. I still have like 35 years plus before I even start hitting that threshold. But if you are around 60, this is what I recommend you do, which is focus on purchasing creative real estate. That's going to save your life. And purchase 12 properties. 3 of them should be commercial. 3 of them should be land, okay? And then the rest of them, which is 6, the rest of the list of 12, the 6 left, I recommend you purchase residential. And then the way that you make income, the best way to do income, I would recommend you do like 2 rounds of that. You buy these properties and then you go ahead and you sell them to a tenant buyer with a 30-year loan or something like that, right? So that way you take the position of the bank. So that's my highest recommendation. The banker's mindset is really what we need here. How does a bank make money? And that is when people make monthly payments on the money that they lent out. In your case, you don't even have to have your own money. 100, 200 bucks get you into a deal, okay? But you want to lend out other people's money, which in this case is going to be some of the equity from the seller, and then it's going to be the equity from the buyer. So previous 30 years, that seller was paying for that house, right? So they want their equity out. They don't want to get the equity into the future, into the next 30 years. That is for the new buyer, to create that equity, right? So what you do is you just come in and take advantage of the future equity. That's what the banks do. The banks take advantage of the future equity, and they make you pay 2 to 3 times the value of the loan that they gave you. So if you bought a house for $300,000, you can best be sure, you can rest assured, the bank is going to collect from you over the next 30 years at least $600,000 to $900,000, almost $1 million on only $300 that they lent you. Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem fair. Doesn't sound fair. But that's the way the world works. We can't change it. I mean, you can try, but the thing that we should do is just take advantage of it and play the game by those rules, right? Social justice is not the purpose of this channel. The purpose of this channel is to kind of show you what I've learned. And that was the lesson that I've really learned. So I started selling property back to tenant buyers for, 15 to 30 years. And over that period of time, collect at least my own 2 times the value of what I lent, what I sold. The benefit here is that I don't have to put my money into it. I don't have to lend out the 300 grand. What I can do is access that property for maybe 10%, which is 30 grand, right? And then over the next 30 years, the tenant buyer, the person who's going to rent it and have a contract to purchase it at the end of 30 years, that buyer is going to pay, almost 3 times the cost of it. And you can go and whichever, you just kind of create the money. You just kind of like come up like, this is what I'm going to sell it to you for. And that's the cost of it because you came up with it. You printed money out of thin air in your head. So you're not lending it. You're not putting the money into it. You're just lending it because you're creating it in your own head. So I've done that plenty of times and I love it. And that's why I'm in this business, because you literally print money out of thin air. So that is my recommendation. Do that 12 times, 3 commercial properties, 3 vacant land properties, and then 6 residential properties. You buy them on terms, buy them on payments, sell them on payments. You create income monthly and you'll retire with 12. Then you do it again. Then, next year you'll have 24. And then you just keep building on that. But get the first one in so you can get, used to it. So now let me show you how to do that. I am going to, this is a live training. So this is going to be long. So you just kind of sit back and kind of see the conversations, and hopefully it'll spark some ideas so you can do this better, because, I'm just showing you my experience. I keep saying that over and over, but that is just what I do, showing you my experience, and hopefully it will help you, it will inspire you. It will, make you look forward to retiring, because it can be very, very fun, as it has been for me. A word of caution: please do not get into. Most people get into real estate with the best of intentions, and they end up going into flipping and into wholesaling. And I am here to tell you that if you flip and you wholesale, and that is going to be your business model, you will dig yourself an early grave. Guarantee it. You don't believe me? Go into the local real estate group and find out how many failed wholesalers there are. How many people tried their hand at wholesaling and they never went anywhere, because wholesaling is the kiss of death to every aspiring real estate investor. So don't get into that. That's my word of advice. So with all the heavy marketing that we have done, and I have done over the years, I have built over the years a stream of leads, potential leads, that takes a very long time to build. I mean, it really takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of money to build a steady income of potential sellers that might consider selling their properties. Okay, so I organized that in a software called a customer relationship management software, a CRM, and then each prospect has their own file, and we put everything pertinent to that prospect in that file, including recordings of phone calls, including text messages, including pictures of properties, including estimates for that, including appraisals, and everything else goes into that file. Okay, so but the CRM makes it so that we can access those files very quickly and move very quickly from one file to another as we go and prospect these people to see if they want to move forward in selling. And then what I do is I pitch them, okay, I can give you retail value, give or take 10%, if you give me, allow me to make payments. If you allow me to make payments, I can absolutely do that, right? And so that's all I do. I just sit here all day and I call people, and I'm inviting you guys to see it, how the process goes, so you can replicate it and do it yourself. This same model works in private equity. You can call businesses and ask them if they will sell or finance their business to you, or you can do what I do, a merger of the two, buying a business that comes with the real estate, such as a restaurant. Okay, you just call those owners and just say, hey, you want to sell? Will you sell or finance it to me? Will you allow me to make payments? And that's more common in commercial real estate. So you don't have to convince people as much. So here we go. We're going to start calling now. So when I log in, I just start a sequence here, a dialer that allows me to dial people, one after another. So to make it really fast and easy. So here we go. Hello, Patricia. Good morning. How are you? Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. This is Ben. You had spoken to my assistant about your property there in Lehigh Acres.
I did.
Yes. Wanted to see if. Go ahead.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, it was a while ago. So maybe you don't remember. But anyway, would you still like to move forward in selling it?
No, I never thought about selling it. So I'm surprised that you called me, because it never crossed my mind.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. Well, would you consider selling it?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Okay. So I assume you have some other use for it. You're gonna build on it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. If you change your mind, you let me know. Save my phone number.
I have your phone number. I'll give you a call if I change my mind.
You got it. Thank you, Patricia. Have a good day.
Okay.
Bye-bye. That's the way it rolls. Not selling it. Now we go to Oklahoma. Now this one has been sold. Sold. Okay. Fort Myers, Florida. It's been sold. And it's interesting too, because somebody purchased it and they are building on it. They actually built on it. Yeah, they built on this as well. Sold it for $300,000. We had it anyway. So sold. For Cape Coral. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Rick. How are you? This is Ben.
Hi, Ben. From where?
We had talked about your property there on Cape Coral. Wanted to call you back and see if you were still planning on selling it and see if we could move forward.
I'll definitely sell it. If you give me a
Gotcha. What is fair market? What would you like? In the 60s? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. 60s, okay. Do you know, quick question.
I bought it 20 years ago.
Oh, man.
If I can get out of the mortgage and put a couple dollars back in my pocket, then that's fine. I'll move on. I'll buy something else.
Wow.
So definitely consider selling it if we get the right price.
Okay. So you said.
I'm sorry. I'm actually right now though. I didn't know who was calling me, but take a look at it and give me a shout back.
Okay, you got it. You got it. Thank you, Rick. Bye-bye. That's what I saw on Realtor. He said he got crushed. On it, but he would definitely sell it, period. He was in a meeting and was in a rush, so he said to give him a call back, period. I think he said that he's got a mortgage on it, so I have to ask him about that next time I call, period. I couldn't pitch anything else, but he is definitely interested in getting rid of it, period. He bought it a long time ago. Okay, so to warm lead here. Exit. So there's one, and that's all you do. I mean, end of the video. You just call, and then I have to call him back. And when I call him back, I'm going to ask him if he can take payments. So he wants in the 60K range. Okay, so let me go over here. Team, okay. 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 So I'll call him back. Appointments. Make offer. Wants to get rid of it. Okay. Offer. Okay. So I'm just creating a calendar event here. You have to, that's, I'm not a good teacher or coach. I'm just documenting what I'm doing. But so as I think of things, I tell you during the video, because I don't know how to put them all in one short video. I just rather show you. So we have to keep really organized and making sure that your schedule, your calendar is very neat and organized. Okay, so let's go on to the next right here. Okay. So we got a potential, we got pain. I know we got pain. He got crushed on this deal. So that's the higher the pain, the better the deal. So he will most likely be open to financing it to us. So I'll come back to him. Here's another Cape Coral.
Hello?
Okay. Mazzy. All right. Yes. Good morning, Mazzy. This is Ben.
This is who?
Ben.
Ben.
Yes.
Ben. From where?
Yeah, you had spoken to my assistant about your property there in Cape Coral, and I was just calling you back to see if we could move forward if you still wanted to sell it.
Yeah, what do you want to pay for it?
Well, I don't have a number in mind. I was thinking, we can go with your number. I'm not sure how much you're wanting to sell it for.
I want to sell it for the best price I can get, but I don't know what's the best price. I'm not living down here.
Oh, where are you? You're not in Florida right now?
No.
Oh, gotcha. Where are you located?
I'm located in New York.
New York. Is it cold up there?
Not now.
Not now.
You're getting a very good window.
I saw that it's about to get cold.
Well, that's what they keep saying, but why does it get cold for a day or two and then it warms up again?
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Florida's always hot, so
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I'm down here right now. I'm very close to Cape Coral right now. So I was just that's why I was looking. But okay, what kind of a range were you thinking if you were to sell it? Just kind of give me like a range.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I buy that land maybe, I would say maybe 30 years ago, and I paid $20,000 for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So now, after for all this time, I thought I was going to move to Florida, but I realized we can't handle Florida. My wife gets sick and everything.
Oh, gotcha.
So now I'm selling. it now. Can I get $30,000 for it?
30,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no issue with 30,000.
All right.
Okay.
Go for it.
So let me ask you this. I can go ahead and put the paperwork together. Like I said, I'm down here, so it's no problem for me to go and take a look at it, that sort of stuff. So what can I send you an email with the paperwork? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What email address should I use?
I tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a number and I'll have my son call you and he can arrange for you to send it to him.
Okay, sounds good. The number, yeah, you got a pen? Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank
you. Yep.
All right, I have my son call you.
No problem. What's his name?
Michael.
Okay.
Michael's been up there. All right.
Okay, sounds good. We'll talk soon, okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Boom. Boom. Great deal. That's what this is all about. Now, let me tell you one thing. We did a ton of marketing, as we always do. And when we go through leads and other people in our team go through leads, and this is a nationwide operation that we have. And as we go through leads and team members go through leads, they, based on the conversations they have with potential sellers, they either mark them as, let's do a follow-up, or, the number didn't work or whatever. And then eventually most of them will end up dead, right? So we have like 3,000 records that we have deemed dead. We've spoken to, we did a ton of work, we marketed, we spent a lot of money, that type of stuff. And they have been deemed as dead. That's the list I'm calling. So I don't know what they told the team member, but they put it as dead. And here we are, we have a fantastic lead. And most of the leads that I've been calling for the past 4 to 6 weeks are from that list. We just got so many of them, right? And so I've been getting all kinds of good responses, and we got a lot of good deals out of those dead leads, right? So that's one thing you could do, is go to these people that I was telling you about that will sort of involve you with the deal as partner. You put a little bit of money, you double your money, that sort of stuff. They also have dead leads. You could volunteer your time and call their dead leads. Let me tell you, if somebody were to call me and they're in their 50s or 60s and they said to me, let me partner with you, let me call your dead leads, I'd be like, man, this is a gift from heaven. Yes, absolutely, call my dead leads. Now you got to have a little bit of sophistication and kind of understand. And you see how I'm opening all of my calls. Hey, John. Good morning. How are you? This is Ben. Silence. The kiss of death in prospecting and cold calling and following up and actually being on the phones, having an environment of a call center, is that people typically say something like this. When somebody picks up, they go, hello? And they say, then the representative will say something like, Good morning. My name is Ben. I was calling about your property on 13th Place, and I was calling to see if you might be interested in receiving a cash offer for that property because we're a group of investors that buy properties and we're considering buying your property for at a fair market value or for cash. Would you like me to send you a cash offer? And they never realized that that prospect hung up 1 minute ago. As soon as they said, hello, my name is Ben, and the reason for my call today, they're gone. They're completely gone. So I put him on the spot right away by just saying, hey, John, this is Ben. How are you? I tricked their mind, I guess, into giving me a response that is friendly. So all the walls come down and everything else. And that's why I'm able to get through. So that's a pro tip. Believe me, I've tried a million scripts and they don't work. None of them work. A script that begins with, hello, Mr. John, my name is Ben. That will never work. Guaranteed, guaranteed it will never work. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. It will never work. I don't care what industry you're in, it will never work. But somebody that calls you on the other side of the phone and says, hey, John, this is Ben. How are you today? Or how's it going today? That will get you really, really far. So, okay, back to this lead. This is fantastic. Let me put the notes here. And so I talk to text, right? So I don't have to type it all out. I just talk to the computer and the computer will type it for me. I spoke to Mazzy and he is ready to go, comma. He is very interested in selling. And he said that his son, Michael, will be calling because he will do the paperwork for him since he doesn't know how to operate with virtual contracts, etc. Period. He accepted the 30K offer. So let's send the contract right away. Okay. He said that he and his wife were thinking about coming down to Florida and building something. And he has owned it for a long time, but those plans are scratched and he just wants to get rid of it ASAP, period. Good, good. Because we did a little bit of due diligence on this one and our offer was going to be 35, right? This one can be purchased just like I was telling you before, right? We can make an offer for 35 or 30 grand, right? Which is what he wanted. Let me put this note. Hold on, I'll come back to you. He sounds pretty frustrated that he didn't make his plan work. And he said that he bought it for 20, comma. So I even think that we could even come back after he signs the contract and negotiate him down to just getting his money out. And probably would let go of it for 20K, period. Okay, so On this one, you could go and borrow. That's what reminded me of this note. On this one, we could borrow 20 grand and say, hey, here's the 20K. Boom, boom. I'll wire you the money right now. And we will hold it. Remember, you become the bank. And so he's looking, every seller will look at the property based on either what they paid for it just to get their money out, make a little bit of profit on top of it, or what the comps are in the area, right? So, and he also didn't. Also note that he didn't do any research or due diligence to know what to sell it based on the comps, period. He just took a guess while I was on the phone with him. That's a point. That's a fantastic point. So that's why I want to show you. I mean, I could talk to you about this stuff until I'm blue in the face and give you like these really super high-end video productions explaining this stuff and kind of like with the whiteboard in the back. And I can do all that stuff. No problem. I just go to, Staples and I'll have my, my whiteboard over here, and I'll set it up with the beautiful lights and everything else. It's no big deal for me to hire an editor, to edit my videos, all that kind of. No big deal. And I could teach you really, really step by step, could teach you A, B, C, and D or whatever. But nothing takes the place of showing you live. These are live calls, So I even had to mute or stop my videos so I wouldn't, put out his phone number and email address to the world because it's live. It's a live call. Boom. So borrow the money, 20 grand. Then we want to take the place of the bank. So what we want to do on this deal and every other deal is borrow 20,000, right? Don't get desperate and make money right now. I got to make money right now, right? Like right now I'm making money. You don't want to be like that. So what you want to do is play a long-term game. I understand that we all need money right now, but if we need money right now, let's just go get a job with Instacart, something like that, to get money now. But money long-term, think long-term. Real estate is a long-term game. It's longer game than the stock market. So please understand that. So we put in our money, 20 grand, borrow it from somebody, borrow it from, your aunt, uncle, mom, dad, son, daughter. I know it's embarrassing, but you're not asking for money. You're saying, hey, look, let me make you some money on your 20 grand. Send me that money, right? And I'll give you 12% per year on that money. And what we do is we advertise this property, put in a tenant buyer, we sell it as a out the door deal, selling it on payments to a buyer, a market, a retail buyer. We can sell this puppy for $100,000. It's in Cape Coral. I've seen some of the properties that sell there, and people are paying. That's what they're paying, right? So on payments, we can sell it for 100,000, maybe 60,000, maybe the minimum 60 grand, but that's fine. We can triple the 20 grand. You see what I'm saying? But we got to pay our lender over time, over 5 years. 5 years, we'll pay you 12%, 10%. Let's allow me to make a little bit of money, right? You receive your monthly payments, and at the end of 5 years, the lender will get all of their money back, but the buyer has for 68, let's say 80,000, okay, that last payment to pay off the 80 grand is going to take the buyer 15 to 20 years to pay us. So the first 5 years goes towards the principal, right? So we pay our lender, we make the lender a ton of money. 10% is not peanuts. And it's passive income, right? And then for us, once the lender gets all their money, 30 grand, that's fine. Then we made 30 grand. Then you do it again and do it again. If you do, say, 100 of these, which is very possible. So 30,000 times 100, that's $3 million, I think. And very easily you can do 100 of these. Why? Because some of these people even own multiple lots. You don't have to deal with 100 people. So anyway, that's what happens, and that's what we do. So hopefully you are able to pick up on that and you are able to replicate it. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Come in and do these deals with us. Maybe you have a little bit of money, just a tiny bit, and you want to participate in the deals here. You can get equity, you can get on our deals, you can get a return, you can get passive income. So let's make passive income together. Let's make retirement income together, rental income together. That is the purpose of these videos. Give me a like, a subscribe. I would appreciate that. Comment below. Let me know if you like that. If not, also let me know. Tell me what I could do to improve. And we'll take it from there. Let me see. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we take care of this guy. Okay. So I'm assigning a task. So we got 3 today so far. So I say it's a good day so far. It's not always like this. I'm sorry that things are going so good. I really am sorry because I want you guys to see the harder side of real estate. But I have plenty of videos. Watch my previous videos that things don't go as good. Send 30K contract ASAP. Okay. Offer. Okay. All right. Okay. Okie doke. So let's go on to the next. I'm going to pull different list here. So give me a second. All of this is live, you guys. I mean, I'm not editing anything. Okay. I'm replying to a seller. Okay. So let's see. A seller. Let's see here. I have to just a seller. I have to send a contract. Things get very, very, very stressful. I'll be honest with you. When you are managing a bunch of deals, that's why it's easier. In my opinion, it's just easier. Just put a little bit of money, put it to work, and let somebody else just deal with all the headaches. But you know, when I get to be, 50 or something, I won't be doing this much. I'll just have my money working for me, and that's all. And give my money to somebody younger, who can deal with all these headaches. Okay, let's see here. Okay, please let me know when I can send the contract out. Okay, so there we go. Okay, is that, and then now I'm going to call okay, other types of leads here. Tracy, we spoke to him yesterday. Timothy, I think we also did. Let me see here. So these ones just require a lot more care. So I am going to take a little bit more time with them. But the first thing I always do is check if and see if it has been sold. Not really interested in this one. It's a luxury property. So let me see here. Barrett, I spoke to. I remember him yesterday. Yeah. He was a little busy. I remember him. Jocelyn. Okay, so let's see here. Asking 440 for it. That's too expensive in my opinion. Closed. Yeah, she sold it for 370. Yeah. Yeah. Sold. Okay. So I will move this to lost the deal. Sold. Okay. So opportunity. All right, Fred. Okie doke. Let's see here if it's been sold. It's active, but it's a luxury property again. See, these are very hard to deal with, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people that it's easy for them, but Fred, okay. Sheeta or something. Okay, let's see. Sold. Oh, sold in 2020. So what do they want for 220? So okay. No answer. No answer. We'll try later. Okay. Lindsay, okay. Let's see here. $250. Tired of keeping up with it. Okay, well that sounds good.
Hello, toll-free call. What can I help you with? Hi, is this Lindsay? Why are you calling toll-free? I'm actually calling about a property over at 1630 Shady Grove Church Road. I don't understand why it came in like that. Where are you calling from? From Equitrans Partners. Do you own the property, ma'am? Yes, I do. I was just calling in to see if you would be interested or open to selling it. 1638? Uh-huh. Yep, it's 255. Would you mind if I ask for a couple of questions? Go for it. How many bedrooms and bathrooms does the property have? Well, it's got a living room that's been being used for a bedroom, and besides that, it's got 3 more. I'm sorry? Right now, it only has 1 bath. 3 beds, 1 bath. Well, it's been used for 4 bedrooms for years, for 10 years. It's got a living room and a den, the way people used to have them, and but while I was renting it, it was used for 4 bedrooms. And you're asking for 225? 255. Oh, 255. Why are you trying to sell it, if I may ask? Well, I'm tired started cleaning up behind people's the main thing. Plus, I was trying to buy some property down at the coast, and I was going to use the money from that. And it's also got a double garage, detached at the back of it.
So what kind of shape is the property in?
A1.
Excellent.
You don't even want to walk in it. It's so clean. It's got a half basement, and it's got all the porches. It's got 3, and they're all covered. And the one on the end that they've been using for the master bedroom, it's got a porch with a swing on it.
All right.
And the front porch
Okay.
was
Perfect. To start, we buy properties in any condition as is, and we are real estate investors looking to pay top dollar by doing a rent to own or make monthly payments until paid off. That wouldn't work for you, would it?
nope.
So
I
you're
can't buy the property I want to buy if I can't get the money out of this one.
okay. So you're asking for full price cash.
Yep.
And do you have a little wiggle room on that price if you pay cash?
I'd probably take the 5 off or make it $250.
Okay.
I've been working on it for a year to get it in A1 shape. I mean, it's painted and it's got like 3 porches. Got one on each end and one on the front. And I've had the trees trimmed, and I just done a super lot of work over there.
Okay.
It's got a
So I
adjoining lot.
would like to schedule a call with my partner. What would be the best time to call?
Somebody just come up, so to my thing said. Anyway, sure.
What would be the
Where you
best time
calling-
to call, ma'am?
Where are you calling from?
North Carolina.
Oh, that's good. I've had them from all over the world. That's the reason I asked. But I was curious how's yours come in.
Is there a best time for my partner to reach you?
Anytime. I'm next week I might be out quite a bit. I'm going to have some teeth pulled.
Okay, got it. So I'll just schedule a call with you maybe tomorrow.
Okay, so let me see if I can call here. That's a real good lead.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number.
I'm gonna try again. Uh-oh.
Hello, we are.
This sounds like a really good deal. So I'm going to put here in the notes. I listened to the entire call from this sounds like a really good opportunity. I will continue to be persistent and call later. I tried calling a few times. Okay. So this is good. Let me see if I can move it to. Okay. So that is good. That's good. Okay. So there you have it. I mean, we've done a lot of progress, made a lot of progress today. And so I'm probably going to come back with another session today. But for now, we're going to leave it there for now. Another session so I can continue to show you. So if you're 60 and have nothing saved, don't worry. You can do this and you can get people's equity and buy deals, creative finance deals. And then you can resell them and use the future equity to create your wealth. So that's pretty much how this works. Real estate is the only vehicle that allows you to, like, if you had, let's say all you have is $100. $100 can, if you're going to put into stocks, it gets you $100 worth of stocks. It doesn't even buy you an Apple, Google stock, but you can find some stocks, $100 worth of stocks. If you have $100 and you buy gold, it will get you $100 worth of gold. If you have $100 and you want to buy any other type of investment, you'll get $100 worth of that investment. But in real estate, you have $100 and you can use that as a down payment. And let's say it's 10% down payment. Okay. You can take that $100 and buy $1,000 worth of real estate. And then you rent it out with an option to buy, which brings those people interested in, right? Then you just bought an asset worth $1,000, okay? $1,000 with just $100. So out of those monthly payments, you can resell it for, let's say, $3,000, that lot. Let's just say $2,000. I mean, heck, let's say $1,500, right? So you pay the seller, let's say the seller will sell it to you at $900 on payments with a $100 down payment, right? And if you sold it for $1,500 over time, then your money comes back. You got your $100 back, plus you got an additional $500. See? So why? Because they have to give you a down payment for the amount of money that you put in. So you get the $100 back as soon as you put a 10 in it. You don't have to wait 30 years or 15 years, however long you want to make that loan to the buyer. Then you take that $100 and do it again. So you recycle this $100 12, 24, 100 times, and now you just created income. And all it takes is really to get on the phones like I was today, keep replicating the same scenario, keep asking people to finance you. If you pay people retail or just a small discount for the property, 10% to 20% discount, and they allow you to make payments, okay, then it changes everything. It changes everything. That's how you create wealth in real estate. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Come back. Next session is going to be here, linked on a video in this playlist. This video is in a playlist. This is week number 26. If I remember correctly. Yeah, video. Let's see. This is week 26, video number 2. So session number 2. Today is Tuesday. So I make these videos every single day. And this is a live broadcast. You're not going to watch this live, but this is happening right now. So I'm making live calls, right? And so, but these principles are universal, and they're pretty much stock resistant or market proof, and they work within any economy. So all you got to do is just implement them. And if you don't want to do all of that, if you don't want to get on the phone and do everything that you see me doing here, just contact me, and we can go together on these deals. You have $100, you can put $100 into it, and we can do a deal. You got 1,000, we can do that. You make some money, I make some money, everybody's happy. Okay, so contact me. See you next time. Bye-bye.